Hey guys, it's me Lisa here. I just wanted to show you something that I learned. It's basically going to be like a holiday dinner. I didn't say Christmas because not everybody celebrates Christmas, you know. So it's really for like if you want to celebrate the holidays and you don't want to eat meat. Yeah, and you could have it at any other time, you know what I mean, if you just wanted something that kind of reminds you of like a traditional holiday dinner. Okay, so it's pretty simple. I'm just going to show you. First thing I'm going to show you is the cranberry orange relish. This is another thing from Mimi Kurt. I don't believe it's in any of her books, but she had done a video on this last year, and I made it. And it came out pretty good. Like, I didn't really know what I was doing in the beginning, but I sort of picked it up a little bit. And so anyway, this is the cranberry orange relish that she made. And you know, I couldn't find the whole cranberries at the store, but traditionally it's made with the whole cranberries. But I just used the jellied, the one in the can. Let me show you. This is the jellied cranberry sauce. You can use any brand. And then I just added fresh oranges, and I put it in the food processor, mixed it up, and then I'm going to show you, I tasted it. It seems a little bit bland, so I'm just going to add a little bit of the salt to it. And if you're anything like me, like I just don't really like, I feel like the regular cranberry, it's like too strong, so this really kind of makes it, just gives a nice flavor with orange. And then I'm going to add a little bit of the lemon juice to it. Sort of a bitter taste a little bit, but not too strong. And if you don't want to add lemon juice, you know, you can just leave it out. So that's it. That's the basic thing for the cranberry orange relish. And then the other thing that I found pretty cool, you know, I come from an Irish family, and they're always eating mashed potatoes, and you know, I guess they actually, like, they're really, they're not bad for you or anything, but there's a lot of starches in them, and there's like a lot of carbs. So if you're trying to lose weight, this is another option that is like really tastes just like it, but minus like all the excess carbs and starches. And it's just basically turnips and cauliflower. And then I had a little bit of this left over. This is the cheese that I had made, and you can add this. It adds like a really nice flavor. It's just the cashews and the nutritional yeast. So I'm just going to add that in real quick. I'm just going to use all of it. This actually made a pretty big batch, but I'm sure between me and my mother we'll probably end up eating it. Because I know she likes mashed potatoes. So. And you know, she actually made this in the dehydrator, and the last time I made it, I did it completely raw, and it came out pretty good, you know. But the only thing is, I kind of missed the taste of just like having like a hot meal. So that's the only thing that I said if I made this again, I'd like to heat it up a little bit. But you know, the cool thing about eating raw is that like it retains all the nutrients that are actually taken out in the cooking process. So you know, that's one of the benefits. But it's I don't know, when I made it just completely raw, it was pretty good, but it was sort of I felt like it would be better if it was warmed or heated up a little bit. So I'm just mixing it and mashing it, and if you don't have a food processor, you could always just boil the cauliflower and the turnips for a few minutes, and then you could just use a regular masher or whatever, the one that you use to mash the mashed potatoes, to mash the potatoes. And then I'm going to add, since like in vegan cooking you don't really use any of the dairy products, so instead of butter, I'm just going to use a little bit of the olive oil just to give it a little bit of a buttery flavor. But if you want, you could just add regular butter, you know. like I said, it really depends on your own constitution, however you really like to eat. You know, not everybody likes it the same way, so. Okay, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more of the salt to it. Sorry. And another good thing in this is some garlic. I'm not going to add it right now because I didn't chop it up yet, but if you have a garlic crusher, just crush some garlic in there. And then the next thing is the stuffing, which I found to be pretty cool, because traditional stuffing usually makes you feel really like tired afterwards or exhausted afterwards, and I think it's just because of all of the carbohydrates that are in it. I don't know, I could be wrong on that, but I really like this option. When I had made this originally, like 2 years ago, I was actually trying to make the raw crackers or whatever, the onion crackers, and you know, it was like my first time making it, and it just came out like they were like crumbling, and I put it in the oven, and my roommate was like, "Wow, what is that? That smells really good," and I was like, "It's supposed to be like crackers or something," but then when it came out of the oven, I was like, you know what, I might as well make this into like the stuffing, and it came out pretty good. And in her recipe, she actually puts in wild rice, but I couldn't really find that when I was in the supermarket, so I just ended up adding almonds, walnuts, I added onion, I added a little bit of garlic, and I added the fresh rosemary and parsley and oregano. So I'm just going to show you, if you have one of these like little pans or whatever, you just put it in, just pour it into the pan. And this is actually a lot, but like I said, we'll probably end up having leftovers. And then just pop it in the oven. There's really no set time to it. I would put it in for about 30 minutes though. That's just my recommendation. But if it's not done enough in 30 minutes, just leave it in for an extra 20 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. And then the other thing is, since we're not really eating any meat, she also made this Save the Turkey portobello mushroom, and you know, I also couldn't find the bigger mushrooms, like the, you know, the big portobellos, so I got the baby portobellos, and then you just use there's a quick marinade you can do. I saw this, like I didn't have the tamari, so I found this. It's just the Gravy Master. You know, I added a little bit of that. I added a little bit of the soy sauce, just to sort of mimic the namasoyu taste. And then she also said to add a little bit of poultry seasoning. And this is the Hispanic one. I'm not really sure if it's actually like a poultry seasoning, but you know, it's like adobo, and I was reading it and I was just like, you know, this is probably close enough, so I just put a little bit of that in, and it really adds a nice flavor to it. And then you just pour it in, and then you let the mushrooms marinate for about 15 to 20 minutes. And so I'm just going to be letting that marinate, and I'm going to put this in the oven. You could have this, you know, cooking while you're making the gravy. And this is the one thing, she made a shiitake mushroom gravy. This is the one thing I was pretty nervous about, because like I know that gravy is like, I'm sure it's pretty easy when you learn how to do it, but like I've never really made it before, so like I wasn't sure if like I was gonna put in the wrong ingredients or, you know, whisk it up the right way and whatnot. So all I did was basically get the half of the portobellos, and I soaked them in the fridge overnight in water, and then I used the food processor and I just blended it up, and you know, like the water and the soaking water is basically became the marinade for the mushrooms. So I'm just going to put it in the pan. I'm actually going to heat this up because, you know, I think it would come out better. Also, hold on, I got to get something real quick. She also put almond milk in. I'm probably going to, I'm going to add a little bit, but if you don't want a creamy gravy, you don't have to put it in. But I like it like that, so I'm going to probably put it in. And then another thing is, this is optional. If you don't really drink or you don't want any alcohol in there, that's fine. You could just leave this out, but I found this to be a really nice flavor. So, and plus if you're boiling it, usually the alcohol will evaporate. And, you know, you don't have to worry about that. But sometimes it doesn't evaporate all the way, so, you know, if you're one that doesn't really want any of that stuff in there, so you could just not even put it in. And basically that's it. And then since I'm actually going out in a few minutes, I'm not going to make all of it right now, like the gravy and stuff. But, you know, you could always use, like, she really likes to decorate, like, her plates and stuff, and I found that to be pretty nice, you know, really adds a nice touch. So if you had any fresh rosemary or fresh herbs, or like some kind of, you know, trying to think, like a cucumber or carrot, or something like to kind of garnish the plate, it really adds a nice touch, especially if you're making this for a holiday. And yeah, so that's about it. And like I said, once you've marinated the mushrooms for about 20-30 minutes, just put them in the oven. I would suggest the oven, but like I said, if you want to be 100% raw vegan, you can skip all this and just, if you have a good dehydrator or just a regular dehydrator, you could always just put the mashed potatoes and the mushrooms in the dehydrator. Or if you don't want to even have it dehydrated, you could just even eat it raw, plain, whatever. So I hope this helps somebody, and thank you for listening, and hope to see you soon. Thank you.